Download Festival are about to announce their first wave of acts for 2024. But before that happens, I've taken on the task of creating my own Download poster, and trust me, it's not your typical wish list. I'm talking hard evidence, leaks, and rumours that I've been hearing. And I'm also going to debunk some of these so-called leaks, so let's get to it. But before we get to this lineup, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss anything download related that I'll be covering on this channel. And I also have plenty of tips and tricks to help you have the best festival season next year. Or this year. I guess it just depends on when you're watching this. I am a download connoisseur at this point. I've been 6 years now, and I think I've got a good idea of how to have a really good time at Download and other festivals, not just that one. And I have come up with some amazing tips over the years, so make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of that. Also, we're going for a rebrand now, so now this channel is called Falling Char. You know, get it, like Falling Star, Falling Star, Falling Char. My name's Charlotte. Yeah, it's not that funny. But it would be amazing if you could subscribe because I'm aiming for that 1K. I also want to issue a spoiler warning for this, just in case anyone wants to wait for the announcement, because there could be potential spoilers in here if this is correct. So if you don't want to see any of the spoilers or leaks, feel free to jump off this video and go to, say, this video up here, maybe. But hopefully I'll see you in the next video. But let's get to the poster, shall we? So let's start with this first leak. And this came from a very reliable source on Reddit who has predicted it right for the last 3 years. So he's quite reliable and everyone believed him on this first leak. This year, when he leaked it, something didn't seem quite right. The leaker stated that the 3 headliners would be Avenged Sevenfold, Rammstein, and Iron Maiden. To the average festival goer, this doesn't seem very strange at all, very reasonable. However, to the returning downloaders, something seemed a bit odd. Iron Maiden had only just headlined in 2022. Why would they be headlining again 2 years later? I don't think they've actually done that before. I don't think they've done it where a headliner would headline 2 years after the last time they headlined. It just didn't seem right. So there is a new theory to this, is that the person who leaks got banned from the forum, and I'm not saying this is correct, this is just theories, and the reason he put out this headliner set, this trio, is because they got banned and they got frustrated, so they put out this fake leak. Now, a few new leaks have come through, and they're from 3 other sort of reliable sources. The only reason this seems reliable is because all 3 of these sources said that the announcement will be on the 7th of November, which Download has just come out with. So there is an announcement on the 7th of November, so people are starting to think that this new leak is correct. And this is where it gets interesting, because I think everyone's pretty much got it in their heads that Avenged Sevenfold is going to be headlining. It makes sense. I'm gonna sneeze. Bless me. Now this new leak says that it's going to be Avenged Sevenfold, Fall Out Boy, and Queens of the Stone Age. This has very mixed views, as you can imagine. I personally would love Fall Out Boy to be there, they're on my bucket list. I've heard things about them not being very good on stage, but we'll see, I don't care. I'm so funny. I'm not gonna get. I mean, I'm not even monetized. Like, why am I pretending that I'm gonna be monetized? Whatever. Anyway, I'm okay with that. A lot of people aren't. And the one that I'm confused on is Queens of the Stone Age. Personally, I mean, I know they are a huge band, but are they prepared to headline Download when there's so many other bands out there that could do? I'm not sure. But this is the leak that everybody is convinced about, and I guess we're going to go with it. From doing my own research, it seems Fall Out Boy is quite likely, because Download has this exclusivity clause where if they are touring the UK at the time they have to finish that tour before the announcement comes out, which is fair enough. You don't want to damage ticket sales. And Fall Out Boy's current UK tour finishes, I believe, 2 or 3 days. It might actually be coming to the end now when this video comes out, so kind of falls in line with what Download expects. However, Queens of the Stone Age is a bit more interesting. They are currently doing a UK tour that doesn't finish until a few days after the announcement. Are they going to push it a bit for them? I don't know, but we're going to stick with this just because it seems to be the most popular rumour / evidence that we've got. So let's pop this on the poster. So this is what I'm going to use here. So someone has created a poster creator, kind of self-explanatory, but if you want to make your own posters or predictions, I'll pop it in the description below so you can give it a little try. So all we see here is the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so your standard days. You've got Friday, and all you have to do is type in the band name and it will come up with the logo. So using the predictions / leaks of Avenged Fall Out Boy and Queens of the Stone Age, I think Download would probably want the biggest headliner on the Saturday, and I think that would be Avenged, just because they've headlined before. That's the one that people are going to come and see. It's a Saturday, everybody will come. Now Friday and Sunday could go either way. Now I think maybe Friday is going to be the not so hyped up band, which will be Queens of the Stone Age, and I think Sunday, they've done this a few times, I have noticed. That's just from personal logic here. When Biffy Clyro wasn't very well received, they went on the Sunday, and I think that's because they want to kind of get some people out before the big rush in the morning. And I think Fall Out Boy is going to be a very hit or miss band for a lot of people. So I think it's going to be Queens of the Stone Age on Friday, Avenged on the Saturday, Fall Out Boy on the Sunday. That's my personal opinion. Now let's look at the second stage. This one, there's no real concrete evidence for any of this now. However, I can make some educated educated guesses, because I'm so educated, okay? The first one I am going to talk about is Enter Shikari. I think they will be headlining the Opus stage, or the second stage. I prefer the second stage to the Opus stage. We've already been through this. Enter Shikari has just announced a February tour in the UK, again with the exclusivity tour. I can't talk! Now with Download's exclusivity clause, bands, especially headliners, can't tour 3 months either side or go to any other festivals 3 months either side. I don't know if that's the same for the Opus stage or the second stage or any of the other ones. It seems to be a very hit or miss. But the fact that Enter Shikari has just come out with a February tour, I think it's very likely that they will be at Download, if not headlining the second stage. The question is where to put them. I don't think they'll be on the same day as Avenged. I think that's too much of a clash. I think potentially the Sunday, so let's pop them on the Sunday. So then people have an option to go see Enter Shikari or Fall Out Boy. I think that looks about right. We'll go with that. Looking at Reddit posts, the other two that seem very popular and very wanted, I don't know if it's through evidence or not, I couldn't find any evidence for these, is Sum 41 and Sleep Token. Do I think Sleep Token's big enough to be headlining the second stage? I'm not sure. I think they definitely could. Whether or not Download would put them there. And Sum 41, I think, is going to be the biggest one out of the three. Is whether or not they want to stack Saturday that much. Sum 41, if we're going to go with those from what people have been saying, I think they'll be on the Friday. Clashing too much on the Sunday, not going to happen. I think having Avenged and Sum 41 for people to choose from, I think is maybe going to be a bit too much. So we'll put Sum 41 on the Friday, and let's put Sleep Token on the Saturday. Don't know how likely that is going to be, but that's what we're going to go with. With the third stage, this one could literally be anyone. people keep saying Bowling for Soup on the 3rd, which makes sense. We're going to have one day that is more pop punky / different to rock and metal. I think they'll potentially be on the Sunday, but I'm toying between the Saturday and Sunday. Maybe Saturday. My heart is saying the Saturday, so let's put Bowling for Soup in there. The other two, I'm really not sure, so we're just going to go with what other people are saying. Also, I'm just going to point out now that Green Day was the other band that people were really hoping for as the headliners. As of 2 hours ago, the Isle of Wight Festival have just announced theirs, and Green Day is going to be performing on the Sunday, which is the week after Download, so that pretty much rules them out, unfortunately, which is, I would have loved to have seen them. I would have absolutely loved to have seen them. Looking at the subreddit for Download Festival, a lot of people seem to think that it's going to be Bowling for Soup, so I was kind of right there. Well, not right, but on track. The other ones are Beartooth and Frank Turner, because that's the most popular. I mean, I've got a couple of ones here that I've pulled up for you, so we'll put them on the 3rd stage, why not? Beartooth will probably be on the Sunday, I think. I could be, this is all just me working things out and trying to guess out. So let's see, and let's put Frank Turner on there we go, and the Sleeping Souls there. So I'm not going to bother with the 4th stage because that could literally be anyone. Sorry, I'm looking over this way, my laptop's over here, I don't have a desk over here, but you will be seeing the lineup here. So I can imagine how it's very awkward, but I'm trying my best. I'm in a very small room, okay? Both days with the Queens of the Stone Age and Fall Out Boy, I think they needed like a counterpart, like an opposite to them, just in case some people didn't want to see them. I mean, Avenged I think most people would want to see. It was kind of obvious, it was expected. But Queens of the Stone Age and having Sum 41 or Frank Turner to kind of fall back on, if they don't like Queens of the Stone Age, I think it's fair. Same with Fall Out Boy, I think Enter Shikari is a complete opposite, and same with Beartooth. I mean, I'll be upset if that's the case, because I really want to see Beartooth and I really want to watch Fall Out Boy, so in a way I kind of hope it's not, but this is what we're going with. So let's just fill out the rest and with just some ideas. The next one I really want to put on here is Limp Bizkit, because I really do think they will be there, and a lot of people seem to think so, but then again, everybody thought they'd be there this year, but they weren't. But I'm going to go with it because that again seems to be the most popular thing. So where to put them? I think the Friday, just because that's going to bring in a lot more people. It's going to bring in a lot more people with Limp Bizkit. But then again, I feel personally that Limp Bizkit and Queens of the Stone Age should switch if that's the case. It's either that or do I move them to the Sunday? No, I'm going to move them to the Sunday, because I think they're going to be a hit and miss, wanting to keep people there and also not. So maybe I think Limp Bizkit would maybe be there. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. Who else? The other most obvious one is Five Finger Death Punch. They were meant to be headlining second stage last year. This year? What year is it? 2022. But I think if they're going to have this, I feel like they would bump them up to main stage underneath Queens of the Stone Age. I think that's the kind of fair trade there. Five Finger Death Punch there. But who would sub Avenge? I think it's time to go back to the subreddit. Okay, I've actually just seen something really interesting. Apparently 2 hours ago, Rock am Ring has just announced theirs as well. And it's an interesting one, I'll pop it up here. But apparently Avenged and Queens are headlining Rock am Ring. Are Download going to copy them? I don't know, I don't think they will. Does that mean Queens of the Stone Age is maybe not headlining? I mean, we're going to keep with it for now. I don't think that will happen. I mean, Green Day is on there as well. Everyone gets Green Day but Download. But apparently Green Day is Isle of Wight exclusive and it's UK exclusive, which is kind of annoying, so it still rules it out. But Beartooth is on there as well, and I think this does point to a lot of them that will be at Rock am Ring as well. Baby Metal's on there, and that's actually one I was going to talk about because I do think they'll be there. And Machine Head is another one that I think a lot of people had guessed. So I think I might put Machine Head on sub, potentially. So I think Machine Head is probably more likely here. Because they are iconic. I don't think they'll put them much lower than that. It's either that or we potentially switch Sleep Token and Machine Head. I'm starting to think Machine Head's going to headline second stage. I could be wrong. I mean, let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. I'm going to keep it like this for now. Might make some changes afterwards. Is that strong? I don't know. I haven't seen Limp Bizkit anywhere else. But I'm just hoping. But do you know what? I'm going to keep going on the main stage for now. And I think Baby Metal is going to be there. I've been saying this for the last couple of years, but I do think they'll be here next year. Where to put them though? I feel like if I put them either side here or here, I feel like it's going to be too hectic. So I think maybe Baby Metal will be third here. Because I personally don't think they'll be on the second stage again. Could be wrong, but from the last time they were there on the second stage, it was crowded, it was not nice to be in. They were amazing, don't get me wrong, and I love Baby Metal, but I think Download aren't going to make that mistake again. It's Download, so they might, if they're going to put them anywhere, main stage is where they're going to be. And I'm sorry, I'm going to pop this Rock am Ring one back up here, but is it anyone shocked that Skindred are there? They're everywhere. But we've also got Enter Shikari on the Rock am Ring lineup as well, which is also a very good sign. Beartooth's on there, Baby Metal's on there. We're probably not going to get Electric Callboy again. Another one actually that I'm not going to mention right now that is on Rock am Ring that I actually had in mind but I wasn't going to do, which is great. So I'm hoping I'll be right on this one. Let's have a look. Who am I going to put on third sub? These are now turning into more speculation than anything, but I think Blackstone Cherry is going to be there. They're potentially going to be on Friday. So I'm going to pop them in there. And I think a lot of this now is just turning into speculation. So I'm going to put Blackstone Cherry there. But who are we going to put on the Sunday? There's so much choice. And I think that it's impossible to guess and get it all correct. I don't know. I was originally going to put Bullet for My Valentine on there, but they've recently said that they're taking a break, so that kind of rules them out, and I'm sad about that. I really wanted to see them again because they're so good. I'm going to change it. I think I'm going to put Machine Head on a third sub. I'm going to put The Offspring here because that seems to be a very likely one. So let's put The Offspring there, and then let's put Machine Head down here. Just thinking about it, and they seem to be announced for quite a few different festivals around Europe. And I would have said Offspring on second stage, but people seem to really think Sum 41's going to be there because it is their last tour. So I'm going to put The Offspring up there, and I think that looks a lot better. This looks symmetrical, it's not, but it just feels better. It feels a lot more flowy that way. So we're going to just stick with those. Now let's go on to the second stage. Who's going to be subbing Sum 41, Sleep Token, and Enter Shikari? I'm going to do something crazy because this is one that has been going around and I thought this is a ridiculous rumour, but more and more evidence is supporting the fact that Avril Lavigne will be at Download. And I think if they're going to put her there, they're either going to put her on Avalanche stage underneath Bowling for Soup or on second stage subbing Sum 41. I'm going to put her on the second. I'm going to put her under Sum 41. What do you think? I mean, there's more and more evidence. She seems to be popping up on some of these rock festivals. She doesn't have a tour around that time. And I really do think that Avril Lavigne will be there. The other one that I think is really interesting if they are there, and again, seems to be more and more evidence, I'm not a fan of these, but it would be a really interesting show, and that is Busted. Apparently Andy Copping went to one of their gigs and gave them a set list or something like that. So people have been speculating that he's trying to book Busted. If Andy has got them, where are they going to be? Would they headline on one of the stages? I don't know. But I'm going to put them underneath Bowling for Soup, potentially. Oh, they've got to be small, I'm sorry. It's either Avril or Busted are going to switch, if they're there. What would you guys think if Avril and Busted were at Download? Would you be happy with that, or are you a bit underwhelmed? Is that a word? Underwhelmed? Yeah, it's a word. It's a word. 2 words? Something. I'm going to put Corey Taylor on here. Same with Bruce Dickinson, because they're both doing solo stuff at the moment, and Corey did say he's going to be at Download next year in some way. And it seems that he's doing his own sort of solo stuff now, so I'm going to put him on here. I think it's going to be similar to the Miles Kennedy thing from last year, where he did an acoustic set and a solo set, potentially. But that means it'll maybe be acoustic on Dogtooth, but I think he'll also do something here. And I think he might be put on second stage. I think he's going to be put on second stage, and I think he'll probably be under Enter Shikari. Okay, I can't put him under. He's not on here. So I'm going to have to put him here. But just know that's meant to be sub. There we go. And then where are we going to put Bruce Dickinson? Don't probably put him on the main stage. Let's put Bruce Dickinson here. And for those who have no idea who Bruce Dickinson is, what are you doing? He's the lead singer of Iron Maiden, and Corey Taylor is the lead singer of Slipknot and Stone Sour. But who's going to be subbing Sleep Token? See, I don't personally know enough of Sleep Token to gauge how someone underneath them should be. So either that, or do I put Avril Lavigne underneath Sleep Token? No, I definitely think she'll be more under Sum 41. I'm going to make a shot in the dark here and put Clutch. Because they're also going to be on a few different festivals, and it doesn't say it's a UK exclusive, so I do think maybe Clutch will be there. Whether they'll be on the second stage, I'm not sure. I wanted to put Opeth on there, but they've been announced as a UK exclusive, so I think that's ruled them out pretty well. So we're saying Corey Taylor's underneath Ed Shikari. Don't know how likely that is, but let's move on to third stage, because second stage is just it's stressed me out. So let's go on to the third. So we've put Busted under Bowling for Soup. Who is going to be subbing Frank Turner and Beartooth? After doing a little bit of research, I think that Spirit Box is going to be there somewhere, but I can't think of where to put them, so I'm going to put them as subbing to my voice is going today, but I'm going to put them as subbing Beartooth. And then under Frank Turner is a very interesting one. I'm not 100% sure, but the name that I keep seeing pop up is Holding Absence. I'm not sure what they're doing at the moment. I haven't seen them on anything else, but we're just going to go with that because I really have no idea. There's so many other bands that I want to put on here. This is a band that I've wanted to be there for a long time, and that's Against the Current. I love Against the Current, and I'm going to put them underneath Busted because that kind of makes sense, right? Oh, Against Current. Against the Currents. The Black Currents. Okay, Against the Current. Oh my god, I put Currents again. Against the Current, I think will be there. At least I hope they're there. There's so many other bands that I want to be there. I don't know how likely they are though. So I'm just putting them there because I really want them to be there. And just jumping back up to main stage, I think the Pretty Reckless are due for a return. They were meant to be there a couple of years ago and dropped out. So I'm going to put the Pretty Reckless up there. Yeah, I think that looks about right. So this is our current lineup from what we've gone through with Rumours, leaks, leaks and some just logic. So let me know what your comments are, what you think, whether I should change some bits around, whether there's someone there who shouldn't be there or should be there. And we'll revisit this on Sunday. So you've got a few days to pop your comments in, and I'll use some of your comments to improve on this lineup, and let's see how close we can get to the real thing when it comes out. But thank you so much for watching. Make sure you go check out these videos here, and obviously subscribe so you don't miss that. Maybe your comment will show on the next video. But thank you so much for watching. See ya!